make sure that all
He's a
the firearms
regimental
in the
gunsmith.
regiment are functioning.
It's the 10th of September 2016.
This is what you use for making screws. This is called a die plate. The smith who made this is stubs. A die plate that would have been used. The whole idea of the die plate is to take iron
Again,
rods
it's
and put threads on it.
2016. It's
To
September
replace, let's say, a
10th.
soldier
This is Al
loses a
Podian,
screw on his musket.
2nd
And
Virginia.
I don't have one.
No, don't
I
worry.
would,
I
no,
thought
Gunsmith.
I would then saw this off to the proper length.
Uh-huh.
I would then put it into a heading plate.
Okay.
And if it was a flathead screw, I would clamp this with a hand vise so it doesn't move down and hammer it flat. I would then cut the slot using a hacksaw. If I wanted to make a flathead screw, let's say one like this or this, I turn the die plate over and put it in from this side. Hammer it flat, put it into the hand vise, and cut the slot.
I thought that actually just gave you the measure. Which one is actually to make them?
This is to make them. Any other questions?
No,
Keep asking questions. I'm videotaping him. Yeah, what's you're curious about?
no, that particular one I've never seen it before. What about this? Maybe you.
These are
these are the swing.
these are rifle locks.
The
These are
locks.
musket locks.
Oh.
If a firearm no longer functions, I then look at it, decide whether or not it can be repaired or if it had to be replaced. If it has to be replaced, I will strip it for all usable parts and use those parts. I have an inventory of parts that I can use for repairing other muskets. If some of the repairs are simple, such as if you look at the spring here, you see the crack?
Yes.
This spring is going to fail. I can minimize the chance of it failing by putting a brass or a copper wedge into the spring, which will strengthen it and make it last a while longer without having to replace it. If spring becomes weak, I could put a wooden wedge in it to make this so that it continues to function. None of the locks were made alike. Each locksmith made his own lock. These are original springs. If you look, they don't line up. You cannot use this spring
Under.
in this, although they are for the same musket. So one of the jobs I would have would be to, in a lock, if the spring doesn't line up, I could drill a new hole in the lock to make this work, or I could take a blank and remove anything that doesn't look like the spring. Basically, remove all of this and
Rebuild it.
remanufacture a new spring, which I would then have.
Thank you very much.
Come.
That is. You know what that is?
So why is that why do you have a small little anvil there? Is that for a field anvil or?
Oh, yes. It's, often I will need to reshape metal. Let's say I've got parts ripped off of and let's say this doesn't fit, I can reshape it. If I have to straighten something, I will need an anvil. Now, I can't bring a full-size anvil. In fact, if you want to get an idea of the size of the anvil that I have back in the shop, this is called a hardy. This is called a hardy hole. Hardies fit into the hardy hole.
So that
This fits into the hardy hole of my
bigger
big anvil. All anvils have a hardy hole for putting tools.
Now, what holds that when you're in the field? Is it?
I just pound it into the ground.
Oh, okay. That's makes sense.
But we have here a variety of tools that
And vices
and since no two locks are the same shape, in order to fit, let's say a lock is completely useless, in order to replace the lock, I have to re-inlet the new lock. If it's too large, I have to cut it out. If it's too small, I generally just put in the lock and tell the person, use it until something else works.
okay.
But basically my job is to make things continue to work.
Are those?
I have woodworking tools for inletting gouges and chisels, files.
And that's for
Things for
drawing.
shaping wood.
What do you call that for this
Draw
one right
knife.
here? Pardon?
Draw knife.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yes, draw knife.
And this is just a scraper that would be used for the same as for removing smaller amounts of wood to reshape a stock to make something fit.
And then what's that? Oh, is that for this one right here for helping punch out the screws once they're?
No. This is a die. This is a tap.
Oh. Okay.
And this is a tap handle. Now, off the record, I have been asked, how do you thread the holes that you make? And I said, well, you would use a tap. And they said, you don't have one? So, I'm going to step into the 21st century. I was able to locate a set on eBay for $700 and figured, nah. So I took a real good look at it and said, I can make that, and I can make that. So these are virtually identical to the 18th century equivalent of the cap for putting the threads into holes. If, let's say, the holes don't line up with the wood on the stock, I will have to move the hole or replace the whole side assembly to get this lock to fit onto a different Mustang.
Now those items there at the end, are they just holders or what are they?
Well, these are called hand vices. Depending on the size of the thing that you're working with, I was mentioning making screws before. This one was especially cut so that it will hold a round object, and when you have to put the slot into a screw that you've made, you can do it.
All right. Very good. One of the more interesting screwdrivers I've seen there, the little wavy guy.
Yes, and that is an original screwdriver. In fact, I think all three of these are.
Well, I think that's a nice overview of what we have. Thank you so much, Al.
You're welcome.
All right.